Well, hello, children. Pastor Daniel here, and we're going to look at chapter 4 this week in our reading of Pilgrim's Progress. I hope you've enjoyed going through the story, hopefully with your parents, with your families. Last week, Christian got back on track, didn't he? He talked to evangelists, and the evangelist was able to help Christian realize how he's being tempted by the world to perhaps leave the gospel way and perhaps go towards the legalistic or the merely religious way, towards the law, towards Mount Sinai. But evangelist wants Christian to go down the narrow path of the gospel towards the celestial city. So that's where we left off with chapter 3. Now we're in chapter 4. It's not too long today, so that'll be good. So let's read this together. Chapter 4 of Pilgrim's Progress. So he, that is Christian, he went on with haste. He did not speak to any man on the way, nor if he asked him, would he give him an answer. He went like one that was treading on forbidden ground and could not think himself safe until he got into the way that he had left to follow. And he did not want to follow Mr. Worldly Wiseman's counsel. So in the process of time, Christian got up to the gate. Now over the gate there was written, "Knock, and it shall be opened to you." So he knocked, therefore, more than once, saying, "Now may I enter here? Will he within open to be sorry to me, though I have been an undeserving rebel? Then shall I not fail to sing his lasting praise on high." And at last there came a grave person to the gate, named Goodwill, who asked who was there, and where they came, and what he would have. And Christian responded, "Here is a poor, burdened sinner. I come from the city of destruction. I'm going to Mount Zion, that I may be delivered from the wrath to come. I would therefore, sir, since I am informed that by this gate is the way here, know if you are willing to let me in." "I am willing with all my heart," said he, and with that he opened the gate. So when Christian was stepping in, the other gave him a pull. And then said Christian, "What do you mean by this?" And the other said, "A little distance from this gate there is erected a strong castle, of which Beelzebub is the captain. And from there both he and them that are with him shoot arrows at those that come up to this gate, if haply they may die before they can enter in." Then said Christian, "I rejoice and tremble." So when he got in, the man at the gate asked him who directed him there. "Evangelist told me to come and knock as I did. And he said that you, sir, would tell me what I must do." "An open door is set before thee, and no man can shut it," said Goodwill. "Now I begin to reap the benefits of my hazards. But how is it that you are alone?" "Well, because none of my neighbors saw their danger as I saw mine." "Did any of them know of your coming?" "Well, yes, my wife and children saw me at the first, and they called after me to turn again. Also, some of my neighbors stood crying and calling after me to return, but I put my fingers on my ears and so came on my way." "But did none of them follow you to persuade you to go back?" "Well, yes, both obstinate and pliable, but when they saw that they could not prevail, obstinate went railing back, but pliable came with me a little way." "But why did he not come through?" "We indeed came both together until we came to the Slough of Despond, into which we also suddenly fell, and then was my neighbor Pliable discouraged and would not adventure further. Wherefore, getting out again on the side next to his own house, he told me I should possess the brave country alone for him. So he went on his way, and I came mine after he to Obstinate, and I to this gate." Then responded Goodwill, "Alas, poor man, is the celestial glory of so small esteem with him that he counteth it not worth running the hazard of a few difficulties to obtain it?" "Truly," said Christian, "I have said the truth of Pliable, and if I should also say all the truth of myself, it will appear there is no betterment between him and myself. It's true, he went back to his own house, but I also turned aside to go in the way of death, being persuaded thereto by the carnal arguments of one Mr. Worldly Wiseman." "Oh, did he light upon you? What he would have you seek for ease at the hands of Mr. Legality? They are both of them very much cheaters. And did you take their counsel?" "Yes, as far as I could. I went out to to find Mr. Legality until I thought that the mountain that stands by his house would have fallen upon my head, and therefore I was forced to stop. Oh, Christian, that mountain has been the death of many. It will be the death of many more. It is well that you escaped being by it dashed in pieces. Well, truly, I do not know what had become of me there. What would have become of me there had not Evangelist happily met me again as I was musing in the midst of my dumps. But it was God's mercy that he came to me again, for else I had never come here. But now I am come, such a one as I am, more fit indeed for death by that mountain than standing by talking with my Lord. But oh, what a favor is this to me, that yet I am admitted entrance here. We make no objections against any, notwithstanding all that they have done before they come here. They in no wise are cast out. And therefore, good Christian, come a little way with me, and I will teach thee about the way you must go. Look before thee. Do you see the narrow way? That is the way you must go. It was cast up by the patriarchs, the prophets, Christ and his apostles, and it is as straight as a rule can make it. This is the way you must go. But, said Christian, are there no turnings or windings by which a stranger may lose his way? Yes, there are many ways but down upon this, and they are crooked and wide. But thus thou may distinguish the right from the wrong, the right only being straight and narrow. Then I saw in my dream that Christian asked him further if he could not help him off with his burden that was upon his back, for as yet he had not got rid therefore, nor could he by any means get it off without help. He told him as to his burden to be content to bear it until he comes to the place of deliverance, for there it will fall from his back itself. And then Christian began to gird up his loins and to address himself to his journey. So the other told him that, by that he was gone some distance from the gate, he would come at the house of the interpreter, at whose door he should knock, and he would show himself excellent things. And then Christian took his leave of his friend, and again he bid him Godspeed. And so, we have this really encouraging chapter with Christian and his friend beyond the gate here, Goodwill, who encourages them to but the good news that no matter what Christian has done, no matter if he messed up in listening to Mr. Worldly Wiseman and going towards Mr. Legality's house and about to be overcome by that great mountain, which we know is Mount Sinai, the law, which only condemns us. He says to Christian, it doesn't matter what you've done, how you've turned aside in various ways. What matters is that you're here, you've come to the gate. And so we are all sinners. The pastor's a sinner, your parents are sinners, we are all sinners. We have all done things that we should be ashamed of, but when we go to Jesus, he will not turn us away. Just like Christian was not turned away by Goodwill, we are never turned away by Jesus. The gospel is always good news that welcomes us. Jesus delights to show his lavish love and gentleness and mercy upon us in our sin. He loves it when we come to him. Just like a doctor loves it when a sick patient brings their ailments to the doctor loves it when they do that so he can take care of them. Jesus loves to take care of us and have us come to him. So this is good news for us to believe in together. So I hope you believe it. I hope you're growing in your love for Jesus and your knowledge of the gospel. We'll resume next week with chapter 5, and it's a pretty exciting chapter. So children, have a great week. Enjoy this fall weather. Take care, and God bless.